Tell us about having your punt made.
Having it made?
Yeah. Ordering and making a punt.
I had my punt made by Titchmarsh. I ordered that. Titchmarsh, he worked in his backyard in Churchfield Road.
How long was it?
It was 16'6" long and 3'3" wide, I think it was. And I had that all the time. I paid the princely price of £24.10 for this punt.
That's a lot of money at the time, I suppose.
Which was a lot of money
at
that time.
And how far would you go in that punt? Like, so you're keeping that at Eagles hard.
Yes.
And how far would you go?
In a day, perhaps the whole estuary. Perhaps the whole estuary. I'd start early and finish late. While there was birds, I was after them. You know?
How many birds would you get in a day? What's a good day? What's a bad day?
20, 30, 40. Sort of average. A good day.
Well, there'd be teal and widgeon.
Teal and widgeon. Mainly teal in those days because there were thousands of teal about. I mean, you could shoot a lot of teal if you went about it correctly. But you couldn't, what I did then, you cannot do now. It's not physically possible to do. Because in my time, the marshes were free. You could go where you wanted. Go anywhere. Nowadays they're all sectioned off, either rented by somebody or owned by somebody, and you can't go there and you can't go here and you can't go there. So consequently, you cannot travel. And a true wildfowler in my time went after his birds. All day from dawn to dusk and moonlight hopefully. And we just chased them all the time. Shooting them all the time. Fill the boat up.
And where did the birds go when you got them?
I had several shops that had them, and I had lots of private people had birds from me. I used to shoot the water straight up and somebody said they wanted something.
Which shops?
Mainly at the time when I was selling hard, when I was selling really hard, was to haggis mainly. But I went up as far as Wrights in Colchester, different places, different people.
This was a fish shop, right? Was there a butcher's in Walton, and were you competing with them?
No, not really. No, there were two. We had Greenwoods in the High Street. They sold wildfowl. We had Masons, which was just around in the High Street, where the Turkish Barbers is now. They didn't sell. And Bloom Brothers had a shop, which is now the Tollgate Fisheries. They sold birds. But I had so many people want birds that I had no problem getting the birds.
Did you have like a lock-up as well for yourself, where you used to keep your stuff and the birds?
No, everything's at home. Everything's at home.
Well, you could do with a picture of you with your gear on, like when you used to walk from your house down towards the hard, you know, with your bag on your back and your gun and your waders and your boat and that. Is there a picture that exists of that? Or a picture of you in your punt? No, this is opportunities you missed.
I've got some odd pictures of me in the punt when it was freshly built. I've got one of me just was taken by another friend, and I was standing on the top and just picked up a widgeon and I'm standing there.
That'd be good.
Which is a coloured picture.
So you never had a punt gun, so it's always 12
Never had a
ball.
punt gun. Never had a punt gun. Only 12 ball.
What sort of load did you fire?
Ordinary game cartridge. Never anything special. Just ordinary cartridges. But that would do the work because I had to get the birds close enough to kill things. They've got to be killed, not crippled. I don't want to be chasing around all over the country chasing flapping birds. I want dead birds. You know, you had to gather.
And people nowadays can't understand that the price of cartridges then was quite high compared to the money that you had.
Yes, we'd buy I'd go to a sweet shop that sold cartridges in Walton, on the high street.
Like you do.
Like you do.
You have a quarter of wine gums, please,
And half a box of cartridges.
half a box.
Which would be about 6 shillings. But that 6 shillings, they've got to kill enough to buy the next full box and consequently to get more ammunition, more birds. But I didn't go for pretty shots. I went to kill. If I could get more than one with one shot, well and good. And
that was getting one through them as they got up then, and then.
Yeah, usually if you got it right, you only need that first shot.
Yeah.
Or you might get a day where you've got lots of birds flying and you're shooting all the time. I've had that several times where I've just run out of cartridges because I shot so many birds. Biggest bag I picked up from morning flight one morning, 53 birds. But that was shooting singles. I wasn't shooting any doubles. I was just 6 birds flying past. But
Did you have a dog for picking up?
no, I never had a dog. Not in those dogs. Not
So you're a good man out on the mud then?
I am an angel on the mud.
I know you took me one and I didn't enjoy it.
I have no problem with the mud. Mud doesn't worry me. It doesn't. I can look at it with the mud and know whether I can stand it or not. But I can stand beside somebody and they'll be up to their knees and I'll be, you can see my shoes or boots.
How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? How would I know?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't know. You'd be in trouble quick.
Yeah.
I could send it you to death in seconds.
It took me one day and we crossed the rill. I come out crawling. Like, I crawled up hands and knees, the gun and everything's covered. He'd run across it. He's light, isn't he?
Yeah, lightweight, always been lightweight, and it was just natural to me. It's been on it all my life. No, I've loved it.
Does that mean that you usually shoot at low tide?
Any tide, wherever the shot was available, because some birds use some places at high tide, some low tide, some halfway up, and you've got to know all the places, and you've got to know those places at every state of tide. The Hampshire water, which was my territory, if you like people know the high street, I knew out there. There was nowhere you could put me, whatever weather, and I couldn't tell you where we were. I would never, ever lost. You couldn't get lost.
Did you ever get in trouble? Like, did the people from, like, let's say, Horsey Island, or like some of the farmers, or did they ever sort of?
Well, sometimes they shouted too, but I couldn't do anything about it. As long with wildfowling, and true wildfowling is the pursuit of ducks and geese and waders below high water mark. Now, as long as you kept yourself clean of pheasants and partridges, which you saw at the odd time, and when I was fowling, they didn't come into it, I could get away with it because they could shout as much as they liked. They couldn't stop me. I wasn't doing anything illegal. You could go right up to the seawall, right up.
In the days when you were doing this, who did you tell about it?
Who did I tell? Nobody. Never any birds about. Never any birds about.
What we're getting now, you would never have heard in the day.
So you did you go to the local pub? Where did you used to
No.
drink? Did you used to tell people?
No, I never drunk and don't smoke and don't go out with strange women.
You got one at home.
But it was a way of life to me. I mean, right from the word go, I came from a fowling family, not as crazy as I was, but they did it.
Were there other people doing it as well and selling it, supplying shops and?
No. Basically, on the selling side of it, I started selling and shooting hard after I got married, because we didn't have enough money to live on and pay a mortgage, except we paid a mortgage. I was earning about £9 a week, about £9 a week I was earning. £11 2 shillings was mortgage. So I had to find something else. And I